Okay, James, thank you very much. Lady Cats won the first game 11-2. And we are ready to go with the second game here. Lady Cat softball brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Alliance Bank, and the University Interscholastic League. And thanks to J. Hodge Chevrolet for providing the gray Equinox SUV in which we made the trip this evening. So looks like the same lineups virtually in Game 2 as we had in Game 1. And as a matter of fact, the pitcher, Maddie Mize, who finished out the last, 5 2/3 innings for Wills Point, will start again in Game 2. So we will see more of her. And Hannah Speed will be starting for Sulphur Springs. That's the amazing thing about softball, Tony, that's so different about baseball. In fact, I would say that's the biggest difference of all, is that the pitchers can just almost pitch every game in softball, and of course that is impossible in baseball.
Yep, that's a natural motion, and so it's easy to do.
The change will be, however, that Sulphur Springs will be the visiting team. Wills Point has taken the field, and the Lady Cats will bat first here in the top of the first inning.
Leading off, number 1, Hannah Speed.
So,
batting second, number 9, Braylee Blevins.
Hannah Speed, the leadoff hitter, is the pitcher. Braylee Blevins, the first baseman, bats second. Gracie Thompson, the third baseman, bats third. Batting fourth, Baylor Boatman, the catcher. Batting fifth, K.K. Montgomery in left field for Sulphur Springs. Batting sixth, Shaylee Friddle, the shortstop. Batting seventh, Abby Goldsmith, the designated player, hitting for the center fielder, Allison Frazier. Batting eighth, right fielder Claire Thompson, who had the home run in the first game, and Emerson Thompson, the second baseman, batting ninth for Sulphur Springs. For Wills Point, leading off Dakota Hemme, the catcher. In left field, batting second, Madison Eggenbacher. Batting third, the shortstop, Addie Shields, who had a impressive home run in the first game for the Lady Tigers. Lauren Witherspoon, who was the starting pitcher in the first game, will bat fourth, and she will be the second baseman. Ashlyn Briggs, the first baseman, will bat fifth. Macy Shaw, the third baseman, bats sixth. The pitcher, Maddie Mize, bats seventh for Wills Point. Tesla Luna is really the only change. She is the designated player and batting eighth. And we are underway here as Hannah Speed faces the pitcher for Wills Point, Maddie Mize. By the way, batting ninth for Wills Point will be Gwen Atkins, the left fielder. Next pitch misses for a ball to Hannah Speed. 2-0. Lady Cats won the first game 11-2. Next pitch bounces in by Mize. And it's 3-0 to Hannah Speed, who is the leading hitter for the Lady Cats with a 483 batting average. And there's a call, strike one on the 3-0 pitch. Speed in the first game. Got on base the first three times. This one is hit deep, and it is out of here.
That's the way to start a ball game. That ball was hammered.
The center fielder, Morgan Carbaugh, went back as if she had a play. She kept going until she got to the fence, couldn't go any further. Hannah Speed leads it off with a home run to center field. And that is her third home run of the season for the Lady Cats.
That's the way to start the game off.
Hit to the deepest part of the ballpark. In most softball fields, the dimensions are about the same, so that's probably 205 feet.
Right in there. Yeah. But that's a good way. And again, this young lady, Mize, just does not have speed, so I expect more solid hits.
1-0, Sulphur Springs in the top of the first inning. First pitch bounces in to Braylee Blevins. Blevins, 2 for 5 in the first game with 3 RBIs. Right-handed batter, crouching stance, stands near the front of the batter's box, swinging and fouling it out of play over the net behind home plate. Count is 1-1 to Braylee Blevins, 295 hitter coming into the game.
guess I've never seen the shift, but look where shortstop is.
Yeah, how about that?
They're almost side by side with third baseman.
Huge gap between shortstop and second base.
Yep.
The shortstop, Addie Shields.
They're expecting Blevins to pull it. I would have Shaw even a step or two toward the line.
Blevins fouled back again. Shields about 2/3 of the way over toward the left field line.
Yep.
Maybe even more. And there's nobody there in the middle of the field. And Blevins again hits it foul out of play down the first baseline. Count remains at 2-2 to Braley Blevins. Lady Cats lead at 1-0 on the home run to center field by Hannah Speed, leading off the ball game. Two and two count on Braley Blevins. First baseman for the Lady Cats tonight. Pitch is a changeup, and she pops it up. It falls in behind the pitcher's circle.
That's like a pool shot. It hit and spun back, or like a sand wedge in golf. Just perfectly placed, and with such a gap from the shortstop being so far toward third, she had no chance. The ball hit straight in line between the pitching rubber and second base.
It would have been a really difficult play for the pitcher, Maddie Mize, to get back and make. Tremendous backspin on that ball. You can see that. So Blevins on it first, and now hitting Gracie Thompson, and she bloops one into left field for a base hit.
So we're starting off where we started last game. 3 consecutive hits. I don't see how long. We're going to have to see what kind of pitching Wills Point has besides Mize, because she can't hold up to this, and you shouldn't put her through this.
Here's Baylor Boatman with runners at first and second and nobody out. Boatman swinging on the first pitch, and it's fouled down the first baseline. That was quite a battle there between Mize and Braley Blevins before she got that little bloop infield hit.
Yep.
But then it was the first pitch, wasn't it? The Gracie Thompson hit into left field.
It was.
0-1 the count. The Boatman, this one has hit a ton to left field, but the center fielder makes the catch, and now tagging up and moving to third will be Braley Blevins. So it's a nice play.
That one was gone. She just didn't quite put the air under it. They're going to check and see if she left early, so we're going to see. And the runner's coming home because they didn't call time. Called her safe, and the run scores. So they didn't go through the proper. They didn't go through the proper appeals process. They did it live, and as soon as the shortstop went to touch second base, Blevins took off coming in. So the run scores. I'm not going to write it down yet. She's going to talk to the other umpire. So Baylor was an F8. Great hit. First out of the inning.
And Carball made a nice play going to her right.
Yep.
Catching it right in front of the fence.
So there she's walking off dejectedly, which means what happened, they did all of this live. So that's going to mean that Blevins goes from second to third and then scores while they're trying to see if she left early.
I thought she might have left early.
It was close. It was close.
She didn't waste any time, I'll tell you that.
But she's that quick too. But now we got Gracie on first because she had to stay. So now we got KK. All right, I'm back in. I had a lot going on.
KK Montgomery, the hitter, takes a low pitch for ball one. Runner at first base, Gracie Thompson.
And KK is one that really, I don't think she did a lot in the first game, so it's time for her to break loose too.
0 for 3 with the walk. Right-handed batter takes a pitch outside. That looked like a changeup. And the count 2-0. Again, as we saw in the first game, Dakota Hemme staring the runner back at first base.
Yep.
Montgomery, a .367 hitter coming into the night, and the pitch low for ball 3. We have a different home plate umpire here for game 2.
Yeah, they flip-flop.
3-0 the count to KK Montgomery. 22 base hits for the Lady Cats.
Down low.
And there is ball 4. Down low and just outside, just off the plate. So the Lady Cats have had 4 of their 5 hitters reach base here in the first inning. 2 runs have come across.
I was talking to this umpire before y'all got here. He's got 8 baseball games tomorrow. He's going to be a tired human.
That's the fellow that's the home plate umpire right now.
Uh-oh, I may have a play.
Boy, that is right behind us. In fact, here it is.
He's right there behind you.
That missed us by about a foot.
Yep.
Foul ball by Shaylee Friddle. So 0-1 the count. If I'd had a glove, I think I could have made that play.
Yeah, I might could with a glove, not with hands.
I really wasn't sure where it was, but at the last moment I saw it was right above my head. Pitch is up for a ball. So 1-1 the count. Maddie Mize came in the first game for Wills Point in the second inning and went the rest of the way. And now she's starting this game, and she comes in with another pitch high.
KK's going halfway, even though second base is occupied. So if they want to, they can throw back around her, but I think we'd be rounding the bases. I think Friddle's fixing to tie into one. She was after it. She was after it, right on it.
Fouls it back almost just like the one a couple of pitches ago, but a little bit further away from us, behind us. 2-2.
Boy, it's hard to believe she's just a freshman.
387 hitter. Swung on and missed, however. Change of speed there.
Yep, that got her. She wound up. She was going yard.
Maddie Mize has very little speed, unlike Hannah's speed.
Yeah.
It's all junk stuff.
It is.
And I would say she's had pretty good control. I have to look back to see if she walked anyone in the time that she was pitching in that first game. I don't believe she did.
I don't think she did.
So control is her game. So here's Abby Goldsmith, and the first pitch hit into right field for a base hit, coming around from third base. And scoring, standing up for the Lady Cats is Gracie Thompson.
Gracie made it, so
3-0.
3-0, just like before. KK ended up on third, and that was kind of a C&I dog. Abby didn't hit it that hard, but she hit it perfect placement.
Just inside the first base bag. So for Goldsmith now, that's 16 RBIs on the season. That'll be her 16th base hit of the season.
And Claire coming up, number 8 hitter.
Claire Thompson, who had the big home run in the first game. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Thompson hit a home run to center field, just as Hannah Speed did to lead off the game here in game 2.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Abby go ahead and steal second, see if we can get it. There's a shot.
Ball hit to the gap in right center field, and it's all the way to the wall. KK Montgomery scores. Coming around third is Abby Goldsmith. They're going to have a play on her, and she is out.
That's all right. That was a chance, but they made a good relay and a good throw. So that's going to be a double, for Claire. She'll end up at third.
RBI for Claire Thompson, and they cut down Abby Goldsmith trying to score.
KK scored, and then Abby that's going to be a 7-4-2 for out number 3.
9-4-2.
I thought it was a center fielder. It'd be 8-4-2.
8-4-2. Okay, 8-4-2.
8-4-2 for the third out.
4-run score for the Lady Cats at the top of the first inning. Hannah Speed leads off with a homer. Braylee Blevins,
5 hits.
Gracie Thompson and KK Montgomery all come in to score. So Lady Cats lead at 4-0 as we go to the bottom of the first inning, with Wills Point coming up to that. And this is Lady Cats softball on KSST. Lady Cats softball on KSST, with the Lady Cats leading 4-0, but Wills Point just now coming up to bat here in the bottom of the first inning to face Hannah Speed.
I got a note that after 1 back in Sulphur Springs, no score in the Pleasant Grove Sulphur Springs baseball game.
Pleasant Grove, the number 2 ranked team in the state of Texas in 4A baseball. First pitch here by Hannah Speed to Dakota Hemme. Misses for ball 1. But the Wildcats beat Pleasant Grove Tuesday night 4-0. Now they're playing again tonight at Sulphur Springs. We'll try to keep you up to date on that game. Speed the pitch. Fastball for a called strike, and it is 1-1.
We don't have to wait as long on the strike call with this one.
Yep, I've already seen that. Hemi 2 for 0 for 2 with 2 walks in the first game. Speed bounces one in.
Took a little off on that one. If she'd have kept it there a little bit longer, might have enticed a swing.
Dakota Hemi, a left-handed batter, stands about midway in the box, looks at a pitch outside for ball 3. And she started the game with a walk in the first game between the Wildcats and Wills Point.
Yep.
3-1 here. Speed checking her wrist for the pitch, and this pitch way up high for ball 4. That's the third time Dakota Hemi has walked against Hannah Speed in the doubleheader here tonight.
Left-handed batter might be giving her a little bit of cross look.
So runner at first for Wills Point, Dakota Hemi. And Madison Eggenbacher it is.
Going to have a pinch runner. They're talking to him, see who it is. Number 8, same as last time, Maggie Nunez.
Now running first, number 8, Maggie Nunez. Next up for Wills Point, number 1, Madison Eggenbacher.
Madison Eggenbacher, the left fielder, right-handed hitter with the runner at first. Lady Cats on top 4-0. Nobody out, bottom of the first inning. Hannah Speed into the wide, and an attempted bunt, but it's foul. In the first base, or the right-hander's batting box there.
I figure Thompson is going to move up a little bit closer at third base. It's not Thompson, that's...
It's Gracie.
It's Gracie.
Gracie Thompson. And there's the bunt out in front of the plate. It is fielded by Gracie Thompson very alertly, and the plate of first base for the putout.
I tell you what, she got down there in a hurry.
Man,
she was short to start with, but she sprinted. So 5-3 on that one, and the runner goes down to second base. I didn't see her running. She was moving now, and she threw a strike.
That was not more than about 15 feet or so out in front of the plate.
Yeah.
I really thought Hannah Speed was going to make the play.
I did too.
Well, here's Addie Shields, the left-handed hitting freshman shortstop, who had the big blast to left field. Monumental home run in the first game. First pitch is away for ball 1. Shields has 6 homers now for the season. Just a freshman. Left-handed batter, crouching, wide-open stance.
Looks like we're going to have a pretty tight strike zone this game as opposed to the other, which other was fine, but he gave too much on the outside.
Pitch misses outside for ball 2. Runner at second base, 1 out, and Shields swinging, fouls it into the net behind home plate. 2-1. Shields, a .484 hitter coming into the game, 15 for 31.
She likes to get those arms extended.
She also made a sensational diving stop at shortstop in the first game, and able to get a put out at second base on a force play. She hits this one foul down the left field line over the Wills Point dugout. Count at 2-2 to Addie Shields.
Wish these lights would get a little brighter.
Yeah,
right it's kind of hazy looking.
I'm glad you said that, because I thought so also. I was concerned it just might be my eyes, which is definitely a possibility. Now here's a pitch high for ball 3.
So just like in game 1, Hannah's struggling a little bit in the bottom of the first.
And Shields on the 3-2 pitch hits it foul. Out of play behind the plate. Off to the third base side, and the count remains at 3-2. 4-0 Sulphur Springs. Bottom of the first. Speed. Pitch was low. That was definitely ball 4, but Shields.
I think she hit that on the hop. She either hit it on the hop or she knocked it in the dirt right there, but it couldn't have been 6 inches off the ground.
And her bat may have grazed the ground.
Yep.
3-2 pitch again. Fastball, and she hits this one off the fist, foul down the third base side, out of place. This is quite a battle here between Hannah Speed and and Addie Shields.
She's giving away lots of snow cones.
I'm amazed at some of these freshman players for both teams.
Well, it just shows the quality of all this traveling ball when they're young.
Absolutely. 3-2 pitch. Runner at second, one out. Took something off of it, 2 hops back to Hannah Speed. Speed checked the runner at second, then goes to first base and gets the put out on Addie Shields.
What a great job. I really had given up the runner going ahead and going to third. And Hannah jumped like you're supposed to, got her feet set, looked it back, and had plenty of time. So that's a great job there, holding the runner.
Dude, Lady Cats are well coached. Give David Carrillo a lot of credit. Now in his 12th season as the head coach of the Lady Cats. So 2 outs. Lauren Witherspoon, the second baseman, she hits it a ton, but foul down the left field line. Got into that corner down there in a hurry. Really turned on it.
Yep.
Witherspoon, another good-sized youngster, was the starting pitcher for Wills Point in the first game, but struggled with her control. Then went to second base, and she's at second base for the nightcap here. Lady Cats won the first game 11-2. Best of 3 series. And this pitch hit on 2 hops to third base. Gracie Thompson makes the throw over to Braylee Blevins for the putout. So Wills Point got the leadoff hitter on base on a walk, but she was not able to get past second base following the sacrifice bunt. It's 4-0 Lady Cats as we go to the top of the second inning. This is Lady Cat softball on KSST. Lauren Witherspoon coming back in to pitch for Wills Point. She was the starting pitcher in the first game. And then Maddie Mize came in from second base and pitched the rest of the game as she went the last 5 2/3 innings, I believe it was. And now Witherspoon back in there to start the second inning.
So we've got to make the adjustment on speed, because now Witherspoon is all about speed, and she's got a lack of control at times. But Mize did a good job of just throwing her junk, like I said.
Witherspoon is their primary pitcher. She's a junior. She had 42 1/3 innings coming into the game, and again, these stats may be partial, but this is what's available. A 1-4 record, 3.80 ERA, 46 hits given up in 42 1/3 innings, 46 strikeouts, but 38 walks.
Yeah, if she's on, she's going to get some strikeouts because of her speed, but the way she played in the first inning, she definitely has not got control of that strike zone fully.
It's dusk here in Community, and visibility is not the best, I would say. First pitch to Emerson Thompson, number 9 hitter in the batting order for Sulphur Springs, is low for ball 1.
I hope the lighting is better for the players on the field. It's hard to judge with these new lights, but
it is.
Otherwise, it could be a little dangerous at this time of the day. Time out, taking a towel out to the pitcher.
Did you see Wyatt Langford lose a ball in the twilight last night against the Athletics?
That was a little beyond my bedtime.
He totally lost it. He wasn't within 50 feet of it.
That was an interesting series in the minor league park.
There's a call strike. Fastball. It's 1-1 to Emerson Thompson, one of the 2 Lady Cat starters who are seniors, along with Abby Goldsmith. Thompson, a .321 hitter, 17 hits coming into the series here. And she hits this one back up the middle. And for a base hit into right center field. Look at her going to second base. Mercy. She didn't slow down a bit going around first base. And that was hit only into shallow right center field.
And was hit fairly hard. I was writing down color in the 1B, and I got to move it. That girl can move. And, you know, we've got her in the 9th hole there, but she's like, just in this instance, she's a new leadoff. So there she goes. You got a double out of your leadoff hitter for the second inning.
Now, I've noticed that is her 9th double. I was looking at that wrong. I was going to say that was her first double. I thought that sounds strange, but that's her 9th double of the season.
That sounds better.
So Hannah Speed, who led off the game with a home run to center field, is up. She's showing bunt, and then she pulls the bat back. There goes Emerson Thompson to third, head first slide, and she's in there.
Yep, everybody, there was a lot of moving parts there. Emerson made a head first slide.
That is
got under there. It was pretty close. Shaw did a good job of running from shortstop to Shields to get over there.
Shortstop covered with the third baseman charging, swinging a miss by Speed.
Makes it 1-1. I didn't know what that first pitch
was a ball. Emerson Thompson now with her 8th stolen base of the season to lead the team. Hannah Speed stands up near the front of the batter's box, leading hitter on the Lady Cats. And a fastball for a call strike on the outside edge.
Emerson's got one of those hand protectors on her like the major leaguers wear. I went to a T-ball game the other day, and there were kids with those things in the back pocket.
Well, Mama would like that if the kids don't.
The sporting goods stores like it.
Yeah. Foul hit down the first baseline weakly by Speed. Speed, a .483 hitter coming in. Now has 3 homers and 17 RBIs. Right-handed batter, a crouching stance. Witherspoon the pitch, and this ball hit back up the middle and eludes the shortstop, Addie Shields, and is out into center field for the base hit, and coming in to score is Emerson Thompson.
Got that one a little bit on the end of the bat, but they hit it solid enough to get it over short and drop it in there. So good job of hitting by Hannah Speed.
4-0, Lady Cats. 5-0, beg your pardon.
5-0. We'll have a pinch runner with Peyton Taylor taking over.
5-0, Sulphur Springs, 4 runs in the bottom of the first.
Outs. Runner on, run in, no outs.
Did we catch who the runner is?
Peyton Taylor.
Peyton Taylor. Pitching the dirt as Peyton Taylor goes to second base, slides in with a stolen base.
That ball was in the dirt, and Hemi did a great job of keeping it in front of her, made a strong throw, but these Lady Cats are just itching to run. The minute that ball's down and away, they're going.
This is Braylee Blevins at bat for Sulphur Springs, the first baseman. Again, she shows bunt, but it goes foul behind home plate. 1-1 the count.
And we don't play a lot of small ball, and I like seeing this because you've got to be able to dictate how the game goes. It's not always going to be one of these slugfests.
Right.
So Shaw is way up there with 2 strikes, and she swings away.
Blevins swinging, and it's over the press box behind home plate.
I'm a little gun shy since that.
Me too. we were within a foot or two of that foul ball by Shaylee Friddle. If I'd seen it quicker, I might have made a play on it.
And I'm going to catch a lot of heat if there we go. That's going to end up on base.
Swing and a miss, but the ball is all the way back to the screen, and Friddle's going to go to second base.
It's a pretty nice job there. Pretty heads-up play.
Friddle swinging and missing at a pitch that was kind of a blooper pitch. Didn't have any speed on it at all. I guess it was a changeup, but it went all the way back to the retaining wall.
So that's a strikeout and an error, and gets her to second base.
I said Friddle, but it was Blevins.
It was Blevins.
Blevins, it's a strikeout, but she gets to second base on the wild pitch, I would call it.
Yeah, it still goes as an error.
Error on
pitcher.
The pitcher, But she never slowed down.
No. Well, these girls are really good at looking to see if anybody's covering. And if they're not already moving, covering, they think I got just as good a chance as you to get there.
Runners at second and third. First pitch was a ball. Second, now we're up to. We've been not paying attention here to the hitter, Gracie Thompson. Yep. We're now at 3-0.
3-0
with runners at second and third, and nobody out. There's a call strike on the inside part of the plate.
That's a good pitch by Witherspoon there.
I'm surprised Peyton Taylor didn't come in to score, but I guess that was been a bit of a risk with the catcher standing there with the ball. And swinging, Gracie Thompson, 3 hops to the shortstop, and it's a high throw to first base. Runners in from third. Another run will come in to score from second. And on at second base is Gracie Thompson.
All right.
So that's E6.
E6, and she ends up at second base.
And the Lady Cats lead it 7-0 here in the top of the second inning. Some strange business going on here.
So Gracie's still on second, right?
Yes. Call strike here to Baylor Boatman. Boatman flew out to center.
No outs in this. We've already got 3 runs. Looking good.
And the next pitch, fouled over the net, over our heads, and it's 0-2 to Baylor Boatman. Boatman made a bid for a home run on that
She did.
fly ball to center field.
I thought there was no doubt, but it just didn't have enough height. It had all kinds of length.
Right-handed batter. Here's a pitch way over the head of the catcher and over her mitt and all the way back to the wall. You might have heard it hit the wall not far from us here. And going to third base is Gracie Thompson. So another wild pitch here.
Yep. That's the thing that's holding the Wills Point team back. They've got a good hitting team, but their pitching is just a little bit down.
1-2. And again, pitch way over the head of the catcher, Dakota Hemme, and all the way back to the net. Gracie Thompson holds at third base with a pretty good rebound off the wall.
With no outs, no reason to rush her.
And here's another pitch, and now this time she's coming down the line, and she slides in for the run on another wild pitch.
So that'll go as another error.
And these wild pitches are all high. They're going over the head.
Yep. She's trying to overthrow.
Of Dakota Hemme.
So we got a 3-2 count, bases empty. Like last game was 3-3-3. We're at 4-4 so far.
And another high pitch. This time Hemme is able to catch it, but up around the bill of the cap.
Yep.
For Baylor Boatman.
They're struggling. They're going to have a pinch runner for Boatman. Should be Presley Smith normally, number 3. And we got a balloonist circling the field.
How about that? No, I think I remember that from last year.
One of those little handmade. Now here's another one.
And what is that?
It's motorized parachutes.
Parasailing, I believe that's called. Yeah, that's quite a show, isn't it?
Yep.
Sailing across the outfield.
Can be distracting, though.
First pitch is a ball to KK Montgomery. 8-0 Sulphur Springs. Here's a fastball for a strike. Might have been a generous call up around the letters there. 1-1 to KK Montgomery. She walked and scored in the first inning. Presley Smith at first base, the courtesy runner for Baylor Boatman. Pitch way up high for ball 2.
4 runs in the inning again, just like the first, and still nobody out. Lady Cats are on attack mode.
Montgomery hits it off the end of the bat, foul down the first base line. Count is at 2-2 now.
I sure would like to see her get her swing started just a little early. She's notorious for hitting it to right field and getting on her hands.
Right-handed batter. Pitch a ball high up around the shoulders and outside, and it's 3-2 to KK Montgomery. A .367 hitter for the Lady Cats. 22 base hits coming into the game. Stands at the back of the box, and she gets the very end of the bat on it again, and again it rolls foul down the first baseline.
She swung at ball 4, but she's doing, when you got 2 strikes, you have to expand a little bit. She helped them out there, but she also protected herself and gets to live for another pitch.
As Tony points out, nobody out. Runner at first. 4 runs across in the inning. There's ball 4 high up around the shoulders.
Next up, number 2.
It's only the second walk of the inning. That's kind of surprising to me, Tony.
Yeah.
Been at least 2 wild pitches. I think 3 wild pitches.
Here's who I'm waiting on.
Shaylee Friddle. First pitch, and she hits it a ton down the left field line. That's her specialty.
Carrillo needs a mask and a glove being down there, and that entire community dugout or Wills Point dugout better be paying attention.
Friddle, the right-handed batter, freshman shortstop for the Lady Cats. And there's a change of speed by Witherspoon that's in there for a strike. That was a nice-looking pitch.
That was a nice pitch, yeah.
0-2 now to Shaylee Friddle. .387 hitter for the Wildcats. And
there
she swings and hits this ball to right field.
There we go.
And 2 runs will score for Sulphur Springs on a stand-up double by Shaylee Friddle, going the opposite way to right field.
There we go.
I
That's
thought for a moment
freshman.
it was out.
I thought it was out. I really did. I'm glad I didn't make an early call on it, but I thought that one no doubt was out. But I enjoy seeing them run the bases too. But that's old super freshman Friddle there just coming through as normal. Still no outs.
That'll give her 17 RBIs
tonight
for the season. That's her first RBIs tonight. I don't think she had in the first game.
All right.
No, she did not have. She was 3 for 4, but she didn't have an RBI.
Okay.
First pitch is the ball to senior Abby Goldsmith. Lady Cats up 10-0. Now you've got to play 4 to win by the run rule, right? Back to the pitcher on one hop. Friddle goes to third, and there's the first out of the inning.
So Friddle to third. Goldsmith 1-3 for the first out, and we're batting around in the inning right here with Claire Thompson. Fixing to have to mess up the scorebooks.
Claire Thompson, the 9th hitter of the top of the second inning for Sulphur Springs with a 10-0 lead. 4 runs in the first, 6 runs now in the second inning. Thompson had the 2-run homer to dead center field in the first game. Pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. Thompson doubled and drove in a run in the first inning. Lady Cats right fielder. Claire Thompson, a .378 hitter.
Good pitch there.
Call strike. 1-1 the count. Claire now with 5 homers.
This does nothing but give the Lady Cats confidence, too. Seeing the bat and the ball meet up today like they have.
Swinging and hit foul down the right field line out of play. Claire will now have 15 RBIs on the season. 1-2 the count. Still just 1 out. Witherspoon, the pitch in the dirt. Blocked nicely.
Oh, Hemi is a catcher.
The catcher.
Now.
I tell you.
We're seeing 2 great catchers in this ball game. Bowman hadn't had to deal with near as many chances, but Hemi has worked her tail off, and she's done a great job.
Dakota Hemi, yeah, I agree. Swing and a miss. Claire Thompson at a low pitch in the dirt, and Hemi down to first base for the putout there.
Okay, so that's a swinging strike for second out. Runner still at third, and we got to move over. 10th batter of the inning.
Hannah Speed led off with a single, was right back up the middle, and here's another pitch in the dirt all the way back to the retaining wall, but as Tony has pointed out, there's not much room there. It's not like at Wildcat Park in baseball. Maybe 30 feet or so back to the wall. So the runner at third, Shaylee Friddle not able to move up. 2 out, Friddle at third. 6 runs across in the inning. Pitch by Witherspoon is low and away for ball 2 to Hannah Speed. Speed led off the game with a home run to center field. Singled and drove in a run, stole a base, or actually that was Peyton Taylor who stole the base and then later came on in to score, the courtesy runner. Popped up, and Emerson Thompson it is with the fly out to left field there. And that's the inning for Sulphur Springs. 10-0, the Lady Cats. 6 runs in the inning score for Sulphur Springs. On
3 hits.
3 base hits, that's right. And one of the big plays of the inning was the strikeout by Brayley Blevins, but then on the wild pitch, she was able to get to first base, and then she later came around to score. So 10-0 Sulphur Springs as we go to the bottom of the second inning. This Lady Cat softball on KSST. Lady Cats lead 10-0, going to the top of the third inning, actually bottom of the second inning it is now.
Bottom of 2.
I'm getting confused because Sulphur Springs is the visiting team here in the second game. They were the home team in the first game. 6 runs in the top of the second inning for Sulphur Springs. And Ashlyn Briggs, the first baseman, is the hitter to face Hannah Speed. And the first pitch swung on and hit foul down the first base line, out of play, and it is 0-1. I think I Told you that Hannah Speed was up there at the end, but the Lady Cats had batted around, and it was Emerson Thompson batting for the second time in the inning. She led off with a double, stole third, and ended up scoring, and then she ended the inning on that fly out to left field. Hannah Speed will.
I'm going to have to check mine, too, because I thought they batted 10 batters.
Pitch is away for a ball, and it is 1-1 to Ashlyn Briggs.
You get that much action going, and you can't write in your books because these girls are stealing bases.
That's
on
exactly right. File a complaint about that. Briggs, 1 for 3 in the first game. What did you start to say?
They need to take old people's memories and all that and give us some time.
2-1 the count to Ashlyn Briggs. Now she is their second leading pitcher, and she hits this one hard off the glove.
That's a base hit
of Gracie Thompson at third base and out into left field. Tony says scored a base hit.
That almost bounced right into Friddle. I would have loved to have seen Friddle come up. I bet she'd have thrown her out. But that goes as a base hit. It hit 2 of them and got through. So runner at first, lead off.
So that's the first base hit for Wills Point in the ball game.
Yep.
Hannah Speed has not struck out a batter yet here. But we're just in the bottom of the second inning. There's a swing and a miss.
That's the thing. We think we're further along in the ball game because of as much action as the Lady Cats have done at home or at the bat.
Macy Shaw, the hitter, right-handed batter, stands at the back of the batter's box. Baylor Boatman sets up outside. There's a swing and a miss at a change of speed pitch.
Yeah, that was really nice. I'm waiting for her to have the guts to throw that changeup twice in a row. I'd like to see it. See if she can guide it in there.
Center fielder Allison Frazier well over into right center field. Next pitch is fouled back into the net behind the plate. Caught off the rebound by Baylor Boatman, but that does not count, of course.
I think she plays a game within her game. She wants to catch that ball coming off of the net.
Yeah.
She's very active behind there.
0-2 pitch. Hit to right field, and that is past the right fielder, Claire Thompson, all the way into the corner. And let's see if Wills Point will score the lead runner here. She does score, and it'll be a triple.
Yep, that was a well-struck ball right there. So Macy Shaw with a triple and the run score.
And an RBI for Macy Shaw into the right field corner. But now Gracie, it's Claire Thompson out there. I think she made a diving
effort, and it just happened to get by her. And I think Frazier's probably the one that picked it up and threw it back in. And they had a play at third, but it hit the runner in the helmet and got away, but couldn't advance. So 1 run in, runner at third, nobody out.
It'll be the 7th RBI of the season for Macy Shaw. Nobody out. 10-1, the Lady Cats now leading. And now it is
Maddie
Mize, who started as the pitcher. Now she's at second base, and she hits the first pitch foul down the third baseline.
She turned on that one good. I wouldn't be surprised to see them try a squeeze or something.
Mize, a .273 hitter in limited action. She hasn't played all that much, at least according to the stats.
She's a fine little player.
Pitch way up high from Hannah Speed.
She showed me a lot staying in there on that pitch and finishing that last game. Minimal damage.
Runner at third, a run in, nobody out. Speed, the 1-1 pitch, called strike on the outside edge. 1-2 now to Maddie Mize. Right-handed batter.
She's getting as far back as she can get in that box to give that ball all the time it is to get to her.
And swinging and missing for strike 3. There's the first strikeout of the game for Hannah Speed. She had 10 in the first game. 1 out.
First out of the inning, kept the runner at third.
Now Tesla Luna is the hitter.
Basically the only sub of the entire night to this point.
Yeah, the teams had exactly the same lineup. She is the designated player. Right-handed batter, stands at the back of the box, crouching stance, swung on and missed, fastball for strike 1. And she is hitting for Morgan Carbaugh, the center fielder.
Yep. She came up and got the one swing and lined out last game, and they gave her the start this time.
That's right. Runner at third, one out. Fastball by Hannah Speed, up a little bit and inside for ball one.
What I'm watching here, too, is Baylor Boatman takes it as a personal challenge, letting nothing through. She's not going to let that run go without a fight.
Sophomore Hannah Speed into the windup and a swing and a miss.
Nice
pitch
full string.
On the outside part of the plate, and it's 1-2. Speed with a throw to third base. Runner back in there. That's Macy Shaw, who tripled into the right field corner short time ago to drive in Ashlyn Briggs with the first run for Wills Point. Swing and a miss on that 1-2 pitch.
Back-to-back strikeouts badly needed. Now let's see if we can hold them one more time without getting that runner. Just got an update, 1-0 Sulphur Springs over Pleasant Grove at the end of 4 innings at home.
Wow.
So something's going on.
That's against
Pleasant Grove.
Texarkana Pleasant Grove, number 2 team in 4A baseball in Texas. Fastball, swing and a miss, swing and a miss.
Wouldn't that chap them if we beat them 2 times in the same week?
Gwen Adkins, the right fielder, number 9 hitter in the batting order with a runner at third and 2 out. 10-1, Sulphur Springs leads. This is bounced in by Hannah Speed. And in the left-hand hitter's box, you wonder if maybe she might be getting a little bit tired. I know that it's different for softball.
Used to it. Yeah, they're used to it.
Pitchers, but 1-1 pitch.
There we go.
Fastball for a strike about the belt.
Yep.
1-2. Lady Cats also have, of course, Abby Goldsmith, who has pitched quite a bit. I don't think she's pitched much since the district schedule started.
Yeah, really early in the year she pitched, and it just hadn't. Hannah's done it all.
1-2, and the pitch down and in. But Abby Goldsmith, very capable pitcher for the Lady Cats if the need arises. Runner at third, 2 out. 10-1 Sulphur Springs, bottom of the second inning. Grace Atkins, swing and a miss, strike 3. And
struck out the side after she got started.
Strikes out the side after the first 2 hitters reached base, and a run came in to score on the triple by Macy Shaw. So 10-1, the Lady Cats lead it as we go to the top of the third inning. This Lady Cat softball on KSST. Top of the third inning, Lady Cats leading 10-1. They won the first game 11-2 over Wills Point, and so this series is over if the Lady Cats hang on to this big lead. And with the third inning, here is Tony Flippin.
Okay, now we didn't finish or fix my confusion. Who's this fixing to bat?
I thought it would be...
This is number 1. This is Hannah.
Yeah, I thought it would be Hannah
So did
Speed.
Thompson...
Yeah, Thompson was the third out of the second inning. I was kind of confused about that, too.
So this is the third, Hannah Speed right there. Okay, I'm going to put it here. I don't know if I'm right or not. Anyway, here comes the first pitch. A little change-up, drops in for a strike. Hannah's back in. Here comes the wind-up. Next pitch is a shot right over short. It's down for a single. It bobbled, and I'm sure Hannah's fixing to go to second. She stands at second. I'm going to give her a single and an error on that one because that should have gotten picked up. That may be a little rough, but she can handle it.
So E7.
E7.
Speed now 3 for 3 in the game. A homer, a single, and an RBI, and now a single to lead off the third.
We're going to have Peyton Taylor come in and pinch run for her again. Brings up Braylee Blevins, the one that I can't say her name. I need to practice. Braylee.
Too many consonants in there.
It's got me. Wildcat fans are getting restless trying to get this going. Here comes the first pitch down in the dirt. Good job by Hemi holding the runner. Again, we're getting great catcher play all the way around. This has been fun.
Blevins, one of the key plays in the game, she struck out swinging, but the wild pitch, here's a pitch low, got away from the catcher. And Blevins, did she not go all the way to second base?
Yep. On a strikeout.
On a strikeout, and then the wild pitch.
Yep. Hit the front of the plate and bounced way up. Here comes the next pitch on the outside corner at about the top level. So that's going to be a 2-1. Hemi's really trying hard to keep Taylor close at second, but once again, shortstop's so far in the hole. It's a swing and a miss by Braley. Now we got 2-2. She went way outside of the strike zone on that one. She had her mind made up. As long as they pitched it, she was swinging. So 2-2. Here comes the pitch, and she did it again, but it's in the dirt. She's running to first. They've made a good throw, did Hemi, and got her as a strikeout at first base. So, but the runner advanced to third. Taylor did, so we got one out. And we got Gracie Thompson up. Gracie has scored twice. She had a single and then got on with an error to the shortstop. Scored both times in this ball game. Here comes the first pitch. There's a ground ball to short. They're coming home, and they're not near in time. That's some speed by Peyton Taylor, and she slid perfectly. The ball was about chest high and wasn't able to get it down. So that's going to go as a fielder's choice. RBI.
Number 7.
And Taylor / Speed scores again, and now we're going to have a conference. I'm sure we're going to be talking about whether or not to throw through and so forth. The Lady Cats have really exposed Wills Point on the base paths tonight.
That was an aggressive
It absolutely was.
base running play there by Peyton Taylor, and I'm sure that the sending her was David Carrillo with the third base coaching box.
But he had to tell her also, you're going to go on first contact.
Yep.
But with a 10-0 or 10-1 lead, it's easy to sacrifice an out if it doesn't work right now.
I was not thinking that she was going to score on that ball.
Kind of surprised me. I figured she would be sitting there.
Sure.
So the conference is over. We're getting back to it. The Wildcat fans are trying to get us up and started, and we'll see what happens. So we got.
One of the Wildcats came out of the dugout and was running around with some kind of sign. I couldn't make it out. That's what that reaction was.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't see. So that brings up Baylor Boatman. Runner at first, one out. Good eye on an up and away pitch. Gracie's just toying with the catcher again. I mean, these catchers get annoyed when you toy with them, and they want so badly to throw it, but if you don't have that good confidence in the throw and the catch, it's giving them a base. There comes a change-up that was high and away, and Baylor did a good job there.
Boatman leads the Lady Cats now with, I believe, 28 RBIs after the first game. Yeah.
All right. Witherspoon's got the sign, or getting the sign. Here's the wind and the pitch. Inside, and there now is a throw down to first, but not in time. That's a really nice throw.
Yeah.
And that's the one advantage by being a left-handed catcher is you're stepping naturally. You're not having to switch your feet. She can just strictly keep that left foot planted and step with the right. Down low, and that's ball 4 for Baylor. I missed it. I put one as a strike. So a walk there for Witherspoon. She's going down. Baylor's going to first, and Thompson's coming to second. Now we're going to have probably Presley Smith run for Baylor so she can get a break and get her catching gear on. So 2 men on. We've got a force and a infield fly in effect. One out. And Miss KK Montgomery is up. Here's the first pitch down in the dirt. Hemi once again does a great job of coming up with it.
I tell you, you're right. She has not had an easy job tonight with the two pitchers that they have had. Neither one of them has had just terrific control, although really I give a lot of credit to Mize.
Yep.
But Hemi has just she's going to be a tired young lady.
Now she threw the ball and the pitcher missed it, and we're going to come all the way around to score. So that's what the Lady Cats do, is an error coming back. So another error, and Gracie Thompson comes all the way around because it got all the way out into center field. And Boatman made it to second, and so here we go with a 2-0 count. Strike called on the outside corner, 2-1. We're starting to have, Wills Point's fixing to lose their composure. Yep. They realize their season's coming to an end, and it's hard on these girls. There's a hard grounder to short. Snuffed it up and made a really nice throw to the first. That was for Shields there. So KK's out 6-3, and that is the second out of the inning as I have it.
Yep.
Next up,
and runner Boatman went right in front of the shortstop, made it over to third. So now it's all that more important for Hemi to stop everything, and there's
she
kept it in front on that first one. I'm here to tell you we're seeing a clinic in catching. So this is Friddle up, so that she's due. There it goes. Right through second baseman. She didn't have a chance to touch it. We're going with a base hit on that one. Knocks in an RBI, and that was so hard the catcher was trying, or the second baseman tried to reach across backhanded, which was her only play. She couldn't get close to it. So great job by the freshman Friddle. Another RBI. She's had quite a night.
She's 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs in this game.
That brings up Abby Goldsmith, our lone left-hander.
13-1 now, the Lady Cats on top.
First pitch is down low, ball 1.
Friddle was 3 for 4 in the first game with a run scored.
Yep. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. There's the ball bounced back to the pitcher. Takes her time, goes to first, 1-3 for the third out of the inning. And that's still an aggressive inning for the Lady Cats. I've got 3 runs, 2 hits, and they had a couple of errors. I had 2 errors left down there and had 1 left on base.
You had the error by the left fielder, and then that throwing error.
I didn't see the throw to see if it was a bad throw or if the pitcher just missed it. So 2 errors, 1 left on. So
Lady Cats softball on KSST. Lady Cats leading in this game 2 of the BiDistrict Series 13-1. They won the first game 11-2. Here's Tony Flippin.
All right, we got the first pitch by Hannah right in there for a strike, a little on the inside corner. For 0-1 count. Need a shutdown inning. We've scored every inning so far. There's a little changeup that didn't quite make it. It's a good opportunity.
You had an update on the Wildcats game against Pleasant Grove?
I've got Marcy Gamble, my family friend, is there, and she's giving us updates, and she just sent back that it's 3-1 Pleasant Grove in top of the 5th. There's a shot. Foul ball. Not by much, and that really kind of chapped Hemi. She thought she was fixing to go to the races. Really well struck ball. So 1-2 on the leadoff hitter for the inning and for the lineup.
Hemi is a freshman, Tony.
We're going to see these folks again. Well, although this is not the second year of realignment. There's a shot to short. Friddle made a lunge for it, just couldn't quite get it. Made it to the fence, and they bounced around, but she stopped at second base. So that's going to be a leadoff double for Hemi. Well-struck ball. I really thought Friddle was going to come up with it. She made a good lunge at it. just couldn't quite come up. The ball was hit very well.
She was a .500 hitter coming into the game at 16 for 32.
Yeah.
And she was 0 for 2 in the first game with a couple of walks. But impressive young player.
They've got 2 or 3 really good hitters. I thought, are they changing her? Did they put number 8 in? Yeah, they put Nunez in to run. I didn't see them make the change. So nobody outrun her at second. Madison Eggenbacher coming in, who was out by 5-3 on the first inning.
Sacrifice bunt.
Okay, I didn't write down sacrifice.
Yeah, and a nice play.
Oh, that's the one where she came through so fast.
Gracie Thompson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's the first pitch, and it's a high swinging strike. Blew it right past her.
Yeah, Gracie Thompson came charging in at third base and fielded that ball, I would say, within 15 feet or so of home plate.
She can't get quite as close now with a runner at second. She's got to kind of protect that, but they didn't square away. There's a good pitch in the same spot, and it was taken, but now we got an 0-2 count. Again, 13-1, bottom of the third. Hannah's ready. Here comes the wind and the pitch. There's a shot to the right center. Center fielder Frazier. It's over her, goes to the wall. Here comes the run coming into home, and there's no throw. So Nunez running for Hemme comes all the way around from second to score, and that's a double by Eggenbacher. Really well hit ball. I really thought Frazier had that one, but it just got over. She didn't take quite as deep of a route getting to it. It hit right on the base of the wall and then kind of bounced around since the wall is not smooth.
I have that as her first double of the season and only her third RBI.
So a little bit of life from the Wills Point fans. First pitch, a little bit outside by Hannah. This is their other freshman, Addie Shields, the shortstop, who has really proven that she knows how to swing the bat tonight.
13-2 now, Lady Cats on top. Oh.
And there was a changeup, got away with her and hit her in the back, but at least it was a changeup. So she's going to now have runners at first and second, which brings in the infield fly and the force plays. Lady Cats are coming in as a group.
Hannah Speed hit 3 batters in the first game.
Yep.
And now this one.
They weren't with changeup, so at least she did them the courtesy of hitting her with a changeup this time. But yeah, that's 4. I think the left-handed batters have not shaken her, but she's not used to seeing them, and Wills Point has 2 or 3 of them.
Winner of this game plays the winner of the Gilmer-Lindale series. I believe they are playing a doubleheader tonight. Gilmer 21-4, Lindale 17-9.
Probably several doubleheaders tonight, the way the rain has just intermittently gone here and there, and I was even worried about us getting to play at all tonight. So
I was too, and it's turned out to be
nice.
beautiful.
It's a really nice. It was hot earlier, but like I told you, I'm ready for that. I may be in the minority, but okay. So we got Lauren Witherspoon up with runners at first and second. Nobody out, 1 run in. Here's Speed's first pitch. Don't know where that one was exactly, and Baylor didn't either. She's turning around. Are you sure? But it's going in the ball column, but I'm with Baylor. I'm thinking that's a strike.
I think a little bit in, baby.
So here we go with a 1-0 pitch. Little change up, too far down. Baylor throws to first, didn't quite get her. Good throw, though. That's a weapon, having these catchers that can do that. But unlike Emma or whatever, the Hemme, she had to turn her body, and that's the difference in just that safe or out call.
Because Hemme is a left-hander.
Correct.
It's almost unheard of as a catcher.
Absolutely. Here comes the next pitch. She's checked her swing, and she held it, so that's going to be a 2-1 count. Baylor's getting a little bit iffy, and I don't know why. They're going to check with the second umpire, who's standing to the right of shortstop. He's got no clue whether or not she went. So but that's what you do. So 3-0. And down, and there's ball 4, and we've loaded up the bases. So Hannah needs to compose herself a little bit. That's the second walk of the game. And we got another conference up there, but that one broke through a little quicker. So we got Ashlyn Briggs, the first baseman, coming up, who had a single in the second inning.
Head coach for Wills Point, Kate Kierlieber, coming to talk to the home plate umpire. So we have a courtesy runner.
12, A.G. Bateman.
Bateman for
Witherspoon.
So Witherspoon, that may be a substitution because Witherspoon is the second baseman.
Right.
You can't courtesy run for them.
Bateman.
Yep. I'm not going to keep up with courtesy runners. I got enough going on. So here we go. Let's little character check time now. No outs. Bases full. 13-2 now. And here comes Briggs. First pitch. Up and away for ball 1. All of a sudden, strike zone's not the friend of Hannah Speed, so she needs to get her focus in there. Briggs had a single and scored in the second inning. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. There's a good pitch right on that outside corner. Baylor set up good, gave her a good target, framed it well. We got 1-1. Infield fly is in effect and a force at every base, so every infielder should know what they're going to do if the ball's hit to them.
Big gap in left center field for this right-handed batter.
There's the next pitch right there on the top of the zone. Wills Point's not going to like that one, but I think that was a strike. So we got a 1-2. I think what we did was we swapped that one for the first pitch it should have been. So we're even right now. Need a strikeout here.
Briggs has 3 homers to her credit.
Ball's a little high, 2-2. She needs to come in right here and either strike her out or make her put the ball in play. She does not want to go full count here with the bases loaded and nobody out. Here's the sign and the wind, and here it comes. A little bit off speed, a little outside for a ball, 3-2. So 1 out. Runners aren't going to just automatically be jumping because there's just the 1 out. There's 0 outs, that's right. Here we go with the full count, and kind of jammed her high and struck her out. That's exactly what we needed right there. Perfect pitch by Hannah Speed. And I've got that as strikeout number 4.
Yep.
Next up.
So bases still loaded, so now we get a double play, we're out of it. But the biggest thing is don't let them have a big inning. If they score a run, they score a run. You've still got a big lead. Give up an out or give up a run to get an out. So bases loaded. Hannah's got the sign. Here comes pitch number 1. There's a swing and a miss, and right now she's hitting the upper edge of that strike zone, and the batters are swinging early or under it. If she can keep that ball right there, she will not give up a run. I'm going to put that on the table. Here's the windup and the 0-1 pitch down low. Baylor keeps it in front. 1-1. Second base runner is getting way off, but we don't need to be doing anything with any of the runners. We just need to look at the third baseman. So 1-1 pitch. Here comes the pitch. There's a ball hit to Thompson and there Friddle, and she makes a great play going to gets the third base runner for the second out. Run scores, which is okay. So this one is out 6-5 for the second out of the inning. Was that Mize? No, that was Shaw. Had a fielder's choice, and she's now on first. So we got runners at first and second. I got a lot of bookkeeping. This is not.
Shaw now 2 RBIs in the
Yep, that was Shaw. Mize is up right now, and she swings over the top of the first pitch there. So 2 outs. if we can get out here with just 2 runs, this is the most activity Wills Point's had tonight.
13-3, Lady Cats a 10-run lead.
There's a pop-up foul out of play for an 0-2 count. So Mize is in the hole now, but she's proven to be a battler. So I guarantee you Hannah doesn't need to back up any. I would like to see Gracie Thompson, scoot about 1 step to third base. I don't want to give up a double. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Fouled off again. She's hanging right in there. That was a tough pitch, low and outside. I'm not sure it would have been called a strike, but she did what she's supposed to and fouled it off. And here comes another pitch.
Now again, if Mize walked up to the plate in a Little League game, you wouldn't blink.
That's right.
Because she's about the size of a 12-year-old.
Here's the next pitch, down just a little bit low, and there's 1-2.
If that.
That's right. She looks to be about 13, 12. So 1-2 on the count, 2 outs, 2 runs in, bottom of the third. Everybody's got the sign. Here it comes the pitch, and there's way tall over the Baylor couldn't touch that one, and both runners advance. So now we got a 2-2 count. So we don't need to let that hurt because now a base hit more than likely scores 2. So here comes Hannah. We need to buckle down. There's a pitch. That mercy. I don't know. Must have been inside. Everything else was just right. I'm walking to the dugout if I'm Boatman.
Mize kind of jackknifed a little bit there, like she thought it was inside.
I don't know. So full count pitch. There's another foul. She's hanging tough.
She is a battler, isn't she?
She is. I'm impressed with her.
They brought her in a tough situation to pitch in the first game, and we didn't think she might last very long, but she ended up pitching the last 5 2/3 innings, I think it was.
She gets at the very, very back of the batter's box to give her as much time to get the bat around, but she is a battler. So here comes the 3-2 pitch again. Hannah's got the sign and backs away. Something didn't feel right, goes to the rosin bag, compose herself. Wills Point coach giving a little bit of encouragement and also asking if Hannah did something wrong, trying to get a run on a balk or something. So here comes the full count pitch. There's a ball hit over shortstop. Riddle gives it all she can over for a base hit. 2 runs scored. Now the ball is out into the right field, and Mize is going all the way to third base. So this is just,
wow.
I don't have enough time to score this one.
2-run score.
2-run score. Friddle almost got it, and then we had kind of a battle between Frazier and KK, and when they got the ball, they threw it to second, and for some reason, Emerson was keeping her foot on the base like it was a force, but it wasn't a force, and she couldn't reach the throw. So Mize is going to end up, that's a single, and she's going to end up at third base with 2 runs scoring. So 2 outs, runner at third, 13-5 now.
And I'm not sure who the throwing error was on, Tony.
I'm giving the error to Emerson because she didn't come off of the bag. The throw was not that bad. She didn't come off of the bag, and she stretched like it was a force play. First pitch is ball 1. Here comes the second. Check swing, and now the shortstop says strike. And we got a gift right there, and we'll take it. And there's no way from shortstop that he can tell whether or not she went or not.
Talking about the umpire who's standing in short left field or just behind the shortstop position.
Yep. So 1-1, runner at third, 4 runs in this half inning. Here comes Hannah's next pitch, and it's down, and Baylor once again does a great job of catching it. So we've got a 2-1 count.
The single by Maddie Mize, it was directly over the head of Shaylee Frizzle, the Lady Cat shortstop. Very tough play for her. She very nearly made that play.
She almost had it. She looked like Bob Hayes over the shoulder catching it from Meredith. So here comes Dixon's 2-1 pitch. In there for a strike 2. Hannah needs out of this one. She needs to be able to relax a little bit and recover. 2-2. Runner at third, 2 outs. Bottom of the third on the second ball game. Elimination game for Wills Point. Here comes the 2-2. Fouled straight back. She was on it, but she stays alive with it. 2-2 again.
And Lady Cats now facing the prospect of having to play a full game here again when they were looking at the good chance of the run rule coming into effect after 4 innings, but now just leading by 8 runs, the bottom of the third.
Still should be comfortable, but we may be looking at her looking too quick. There's the next pitch is down low, so once again we're going with full count. She's had that's at least 3 full count pitches this half inning. Can't make a living doing that.
She has thrown a lot of pitches tonight.
Yes, she sure has. So let's see if she can muster up and put it in there. Baylor looks a little confused. Now Hannah had to back up. They're on the same page now. So here comes the full count pitch. And the hitter. That's another hit. The coach is getting frustrated. I mean, it's not like she's hitting people on purpose. What are you supposed to do, Coach? Tell them just don't pitch the ball?
It's hit Tesla Luna in the upper shoulder.
Yep. So she is hit by pitch.
And that is the 5th hit by the pitch tonight.
That's exactly.
And we just haven't seen that from Hannah Speed.
Hannah just doesn't have her control right now. But I can understand the frustration from the Wills Point coach, but there's not a one of these has been intentional.
Oh, no.
You know,
not in this situation especially.
So we got a pause in play while Luna's getting attended to by the coaches. Our coach is out talking to Hannah. Like I say, Hannah needs to get out of this inning for her own self. But it's a little, the Wills Point coach coming out. This is not a major league team where the pitcher says, which one do you want me to get in return? Right. These are not intentional and all of that. So that's going to bring up, first Luna's stayed in the game and gone to first base. So we've got first and third now with 2 outs, and it brings up the number 9 hitter, Gwen Atkins.
Next up,
she struck out in the second inning, and Hannah needs a strikeout right here. We need to get out of this inning. We're still comfortably ahead, but you don't want Wills Point getting any more confidence.
Atkins was one of those that was hit in the first game.
Yep. First pitch is down. Runner goes to second, but that one got away from Baylor, but we didn't have any advance at first or at third. So now base hit's going to plate 2 more than likely. So I don't know. I don't know if we're going to put a pinch runner in for Luna. That's going to be number 4, which is Megan Carball. So more than likely, that's going to be a substitution, Carball, because she's not a pitcher. So they switched in the first game. So I figure that's what's happening there. That gets more speed at second base. So she's playing up, trying to get 1 hit and plate 2 more runs. So 1-0 here. Hannah's got the sign. Here comes the pitch. Right down the middle. Good frame by Boatman, 1-1. Both sides on the crowds are getting a little bit of activity now. Wills Point's getting mad at us for hitting the batters, and then some activity with them. Wildcats trying to get out. There's the next pitch, fouled off out of play, 1-2. Both of those pitches kind of look to me like Hannah Speed is mad. And I'm okay with that if you can keep your composure. Get in there and battle. So 0-2, second and third with the runners here, 2 outs. Here comes the 0-2. Good pitch, and that's hit in the gap towards center, but Frazier is there and makes the catch, running catch. Very well played. It was perilously close to running into the right fielder, Claire Thompson. But anyway, I've got 4 runs. 1, 2, 3. I got 3 hits.
Yep.
Don't think there was an error.
Yeah, we had a throwing error.
We had a throwing error, that one at second base. And then they had 2 runners left on base, and we had 1 strikeout. So at the end of 3 complete, it's your Lady Wildcats 13, Wills Point Lady Tigers 5.
And this is Lady Cat softball on KSST. Lady Cat softball on KSST. At last word, Texarkana Pleasant Grove was leading the Wildcat baseball team 3-1.
Yeah, I hadn't had any kind of an update.
In the 4th inning, was it?
Top of 5, I believe.
Top of 5 at Wildcat Park.
3-1 Pleasant Grove, top of 5, only 1 out and 1 on. So, but I haven't had anything else. So maybe we'll get it this one.
Pleasant Grove, the number 2 team in the state, and the Wildcats beat them Tuesday night 4-0.
All right, here we go in the top of the 4th, and we got Claire Thompson on up first. And first pitch, a little bit high for ball 1. Fans are getting a little testy now. There's the second pitch, and they talked him into it. 1-1.
Claire Thompson had the towering home run to center field in the first game.
Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Down and in, or down and away. 2-1. Leadoff hitter, so no run, no advancements.
Again, Dakota Hemme, great job of blocking that pitch in the dirt.
I'd like to see her arms at the next day, see how many bruises are on her.
And she is a freshman.
She's impressive. Here comes the next pitch. Up and away, brings her out of her stance, and we got a 3-1. This is an important half inning for the Lady Cats. They've given up 5 in the last 2 at-bats for Wills Point. Even though we're still way up comfortable, we need to show them we'll just cover you every inning. Here comes the 3-1. Good pitch right on the bottom edge, a little on the outside, so we go with a full count. Claire Thompson, number 8 hitter, right fielder. Witherspoon getting her signal. Here it comes, and it's down and away, and it's out away from Hemme, but I don't think she's going to do anything but go to first. So another walk there. Number 9 hitter now coming up is Emerson Thompson. That's the 3rd walk that I have. I may have missed some. Yeah, I have. I missed at least 1, 2,
3, 4.
2 in the second.
Yep.
So that's the
5th.
The 5th, yep.
About on the 2 pitchers.
Yep. So we got a timeout. Coach is going out there and talking to Witherspoon.
Maddie Mize started for Wills Point, and she finished game 1. I tell you, Wills Point's been competitive.
Absolutely. After the first couple of innings of the first game, we really thought, or I thought, there's the sign again.
I think that's a make noise sign.
It is, number 8, Allison Frazier. So showing some spunk. So now the coach is gone from the meeting with the pitcher. Looks like they're doing some shuffling on the outfielders, or else they were all just back there talking. Now they're going back to their position. Coach is moving the right fielder over. So we got all kinds of action going on. But we got Emerson Thompson coming up with runner at first, nobody out, top of the 4th inning. Here comes the first pitch, and there's a shot to the left center. That's got it. There it is, out of this park. That ball was tagged. So that's a 2-run homer. Great job for Emerson Thompson. She met that pitcher wholeheartedly. I was afraid it was like Boatman and didn't have the height, but she powered that ball out. So that's exactly what the doctor ordered for the first 2 hitters of this half inning.
She doesn't look like she would be strong enough to do that, does she? I mean, she's a very slender young lady.
And it's not to take anything away from any of these ladies. 200 feet with the metal bat and a good ball, you hit the ball, but they're putting the barrel on it. We have put the barrel on the softball tonight better than I've seen consistently all year. So great job starting this off. And again, you keep answering like this, and one of these times Wills Point's going to say, you know what, we just don't have it tonight.
Back to that 10-run lead at 15-5.
Yep.
That's the third homer of the season for Emerson Thompson.
Here comes the first pitch now on the Hannah Speed back at the top of the order. Ball one. Hannah's back in. Witherspoon ready. Here's the next pitch. A little Eephus pitch falls right in. That's a great pitch there. I love those. 1-1. I just wait for them to do it on 2 strikes, and just you're trying to almost embarrass the batter. Next pitch. There's one on that outside corner. 1-2. Nobody on. Bases clearing homer by Emerson right before this. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strikeout there. I've got that as the third strikeout. I may have missed some there too, but whatever it is. So that's the first out of the inning. How many you got?
I've got 5, counting the strikeout when Brayley Blevins reached base.
That's true. There's another one there. How many did you have? Is 3 in the second? So here's the first pitch. The change up there for Blevins. Ball 1.
There was 1 in the first.
Yep.
The one on Brayley Blevins, actually 2 in the second.
I've got them now.
1 in the third.
Now I'm with you. I got 5 now.
Yeah.
So here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball hit the shortstop. Shaw's got it. Good throw. Right, really nice. Or Shields. I keep saying Shaw is at shortstop. That was a very nice 6-3 put out. Kind of mirrored Friddle with us. Good mechanics. Yep. Stayed under control. Made a good, strong throw. So,
both freshmen.
Yeah, both freshmen. This is just blowing my mind. The excitement I can't wait for next year. We're not done here, and I can't wait for next year. So that brings up Gracie Thompson, the third baseman, who scored 3 runs already tonight. First pitch is down low for a ball. 15-5. Top of the 4th, second ball game. Witherspoon's got the sign. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Ball 2 down and away from.
So now Hemi. Wills Point is in the position they've got to score in the next inning, or the game is over.
No, we'll go 5.
I thought it was 4. Oh, I misunderstood. I thought
there's
it was 4.
A fly ball out to right field, kind of between second, but the right fielder can't get it, and Gracie never stopped, and she's there at second base. I'm gonna give her a hit on that, because she ran a long way. So we're gonna give her a double. We're gonna show some homerisms on the books. So Gracie's at second, and that's gonna bring up Baylor Boatman.
Next up, number
2 outs, runner at second now.
So it's 10 runs after 5.
10 after 5, 15 after 4. But we're getting close to all of it. Now we're going to talk again with the referee or umpires, and I don't know. That bothers me when I don't know what they're talking about, because I've been there. And now the Wills Point coach is coming out to see what, so I don't know what.
I don't know what they could possibly be talking about.
I guess maybe some interference at first or something, but it would have been we're base running, so it wouldn't have hurt us. And Carrillo's giving it to him over there, too. He's getting a little testy. I don't know what this is from. I don't know if there's some mouthing going on from the dugout. I did hear somebody say that a Wills Point coach got kicked out of the last ball game. So this might be a pattern here, but I don't know what she's got with Gracie, because all she did was hit the ball to right field. run to second base.
This is the head coach for Wills Point, Katie Kierlieber, out there jawing with the two umpires between second and third base right now. I have no idea what. And
I didn't see any kind of confrontation at second base between Gracie and the other one, but they've broken up the conference now, and Coach is heading back, but Coach Carrillo is hot. Whatever it is, I don't know if they're chewing on him or what, but he's hot. Anyway, we've got 2 runs across the plate, 2 outs and a runner at second, and the fans are coming up there trying to help us.
It's a good crowd here on both sides, and they are
This is fun. This is fun. So Baylor Boatman on the first pitch. There it is. Strike 1 on the outside corner. So this is one of those where with every pitch, one side or the other is going to start screaming. See if we can outdo each other. Witherspoon's got the sign. Here comes the pitch. Well, there's Aephus, and that one's softly hit the left field, and it drops. And now we're coming in, throws in, and she's going to be.
Wow.
Oh, all right.
Head first slide.
Head first slide. I'm going to say we got the benefit there. So, base hit from Boatman, a single. She went to second on the throw home, and the runner came all the way around, and I'm glad there's not replay in girls softball because she was out.
Now we are sitting looking right down the third baseline.
Yeah.
And we're maybe 25 to 30 feet away from home plate here, but what a head first slide by Gracie.
It was, but you know where that originated? David Carrillo's mad. He sent her home. He knew she's probably going to get thrown out, but he wanted that run. So we got 3 runs on the board. Boatman's at second. Here comes KK Montgomery. Here comes the first pitch. Up and it's high, and it's over the catcher, and the runner, Boatman, goes to third.
16-5, the Lady Cats up by 11 runs here in the top of the 4th inning.
I'm not so sure we can't get to that 15 here, even with 2 outs. I mean, it's wild now. It's gotten personal. So we got 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the next pitch down low, and Hemi does a good job of staying in with it. 2-0.
3 runs across in the inning.
They're going to have to get some new light bulbs on that scoreboard. That's lots of numbers up. Here comes the 2-0 down low for 3-0. So KK's got all kinds of time.
Seems like a long time ago, but it was in this inning that Emerson Thompson hit that 2-run homer to left center field.
Well, this is the number 7 batter of the inning. There's a pitch in for a strike. Good job by Witherspoon. KK can get on. We got super freshman Freddle coming up with 2 on. So we still got a long way to go in this inning. There's the ball high and away, and that's exactly what we got. We got KK walking. So got runners at first and third. Freddle comes to bat. And I'm kind of looking forward to this battle.
Freddle, the Lady Cats freshman shortstop, hitting .387 coming into the doubleheader tonight, and she's considerably above that now.
Yep. She's moved the right fielder way in, but Freddle's not going to hit it that way. She's going to left field.
She's 5 for 7 in the doubleheader so far tonight.
Here comes the first pitch down low and bounces, and KK takes off automatically, gets in scoring position. So now a base hit's going to score 2 or 3. Don't put it past her. We get a big fly on this one. There's the Aephus, and it's just a little up. That was close. Freddle did a good job of laying off of that one. So a 2-0 count. So now the dugout never needs to be worried because she's fixing to wing this one, and she's liable to pull it in the dugout. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Down low, 3-0. Good job by Freddle, staying patient.
Tony's referring to the Wills Point dugout down the third baseline.
She scattered them 2 or 3 times already. So you got the green light, freshman. There's a strike. She took the honorable way out and took a pitch. So 3-1. Runners at second and third, 2 outs.
Friddle 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs in this game.
Here comes the pitch. There it goes, but it's foul. Over the fence. She's something else. She got such a quick bat.
That's about 10 feet foul.
Yep. I think that's second time tonight. Maybe it's second time for the Lady Cats. I don't know if it's both for her. I'd hate to see it, but if that pitcher had the guts to throw that ephus right now, and she did, and she got it anyway. And it's off the wall for a double at least, 2-run score. I've been waiting on that pitcher to throw that changeup on the 2-strike count. She hit it perfectly in the gap. This girl is unbelievable. So there's a double, 2 more RBIs, and that's going to make it now 18-5. We're 2 runs away from possibly getting out of this. I told you. And I think that'd be the thing to do right now because the way it's getting edgy.
Yep.
So now we've got senior Abby Goldsmith up with a runner at second, 2 outs. And Abby hasn't really had any luck this game, so she's due. There's a one to the pitcher and gets by up the middle. Friddle comes around to score. I don't know now. I'm wondering, I'm almost wondering if there was interference between Friddle and the shortstop, and I'm surprised the coach hadn't already gone out there. So as it is, Abby's got a single, and Friddle scores, and we're 1 run away from getting able to do that. So that's going to go as another single, and we start over again in the batting order with our number 10 batter, and that's going to be Claire Thompson. Here comes the first pitch, and there's a ball hit off of the handle toward the Sulphur Springs dugout, 0-1.
6 runs have scored in the inning for Sulphur Springs.
This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. 1 more run and a shutdown inning, and we're going to Sulphur Springs, and we're going to the next round. There's a strike called. Good pitch on the bottom of the strike zone. 0-2 on Claire Thompson, right fielder. 19-5.
Thompson led off this inning with a walk and then scored on the homer by Emerson Thompson.
Yep. There's a pitch outside, ball 1. Abby's sitting at first base, hasn't shown any inclination to steal, but if there's a ball hit out of play. Okay, listen up, folks. From Sulphur Springs, we won 4-3.
Wow.
If that's the case, Sulphur Springs has swept the number 2 team in the state this week.
Wow.
So what a senior night for the Wildcats at home.
Over Texarkana, Pleasant Grove.
Yep. Well, there's a ball foul back and stays 1-2.
Wildcat baseball will be in a BiDistrict series against Community at Lone Oak starting at 7 Thursday night. So I don't know what we're going to do. We've got baseball in BiDistrict and Lady Cats in the area round next weekend.
Yep.
Pitch outside.
Ball outside and low. 2-2's the count.
So the Wildcat baseball team has beaten the number 2 team in the state twice this week. 4-0 Tuesday night, and what was it tonight?
4-3 tonight.
4-3 tonight.
So that is something else.
They are really coming on.
They are. And just like here, we got a bunch of young kids on those teams. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the 4th, 19-5, runner at first. We can't keep up with everything. Here comes the pitch. High and away, and that's going to be a full count. And this is on Claire Thompson with Emerson Thompson on base, on deck. So we'll see whether or not Claire's got discipline enough to get a good, if she gets a good pitch, put it in play. Down low, ball 4. She knew it. So, runner at first, moves Goldsmith to second, and brings up Emerson Thompson, and we're fixing to pass this 15-run rule here. We're fixing to get it. Coach came up. Let's see. We're getting a runner for Abby, so that's going to mean that would be a change. That's number 8, Allison Frazier. So all we're doing there is giving up Abby as the DH.
I see.
So no substitute. Well, there is a substitute, but that's no change in the defense. So let's see if we can get this one more. Emerson Thompson has scored twice, once already this inning with that big bang home run. I'd hate for her to hit another one right now. Here comes the first pitch, high and away. Ball 1. They're still way worried about Allison Frazier at second base, too. We've really been kind of kind and not stolen. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. There's the eephus, and it's just a little up. That was close. I wouldn't have objected if he'd have called it a strike. That was right on the line. So we got a 2-0 count. Here comes the pitch. Outside for 3-0, so they're kind of losing it right here.
Now, Wills Point, again, has another pitcher they could bring in, and that is Allison Briggs.
She's been playing first base, I believe, all night.
Right.
Here comes the 3-0 pitch. Down low, and the bases are going to be full.
Ashlyn Briggs it is.
Okay. So another base on ball. So that's number 1, 3, 6 walks if I haven't missed any. And now that flips it to the top of the order, and Hannah Speed.
Ashlyn Briggs pitched 13 2/3 innings, has a 6.15 ERA, but has pitched quite a bit.
First pitch, there's a ball off the third baseman. That's going to be a base hit. Stays in play, shortstop gets it, but now it is 20-5, and the 15-run rule is in effect. So that's another single. We got. Who scored? Claire?
That would have been Allison.
No, Allison Frazier.
Allison Frazier, yeah.
We're on 2 rows because we've got so many hits this time.
When I tell you, when they bat around, it does get confusing.
Sulphur Springs number 9, Rayleigh Blevins.
So we still got the bases loaded.
20-5, Lady Cats at 20 runs for Sulphur Springs in the 4 innings.
Yeah.
But now Wills Point gets their at bat.
They get
in
their
the bottom of the 4th inning.
Well, we're not done. We're fixing to get at least one more hit. We're fixing to put up. We're going to put up a 10 spot for this inning.
I don't know what it says, but some of the Lady Cats, and I think that was KK Montgomery, they run down the line in front of the fans and hold up a sign to make noise.
Yeah.
Well, these girls are a lot of fun.
They are. So that's going to bring up our number 2 hitter, the first baseman, Rayleigh Blevins. First pitch is up and away for ball 1. And again, any run here really puts pressure on Wills Point.
7 runs in the inning now.
Here comes the 1-0 pitch, up and in, ball 2. And I'm going to say Witherspoon seems to have a good attitude. All of this going on, and she's grinning over there. She just knows it's not their night. Here comes the pitch in low or down from where it's been. Called strike 1 on the outside corner. I sure would like to see a clean base hit and at least 2 more runs. Here comes the 2-1 down low. Good job by Hemi blocking it. 3-1.
Witherspoon, by the way, is just a sophomore.
Again,
they're very young too.
We're going to see them again. So 3-1. She walks one here. That walks in a run, so she can't afford it. Down low, and she did just that. So there's one more walk. And
it's clears
to second. Claire scores. I'm going to run out of ink.
That's why I use a pencil. Also, I can erase.
So here comes Gracie Thompson with coaches going to the, I don't know if she's going to make a change or just say, girls, hang in there. It's fixing to be over. Looks like somebody's bringing another glove, so there's going to be some kind of change.
21-5. Lady Cats lead. Let's take a break. This is Wildcats, Lady Cats Lady Cats softball on KSST. New pitcher for Wills Point. Tony, I saw number 22.
That would be no. That's
or is it 12? Again, young lady with the long hair in the back.
12. So number 12 is she. That'll be A.D. Bateman.
Okay. Yep.
So she's. I don't know if she came in for. I don't know where. I'm not worried about that just at the moment.
Well, Bateman ran for Witherspoon last inning, so I'm not sure how that worked.
Looks to me like
and
the pitcher may be going to first base.
Yeah.
So Witherspoon's going to be at first base, but this is Bateman. Okay. All right, so multiple changes. So I'm just going to keep up with numbers come the batting time. But a new pitcher in is A.D. Bateman. Again, she's not an ideal spot to come in. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 8 runs across in the inning. She's getting her sign from her coach. Everybody's ready, and here comes Gracie Thompson. First pitch is up. And if it's from that pitch, she's more along the line of Mize and not the speedster. So if we can get our timing, we can put this thing away. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. High, good job by Hemi keeping the ball there, not letting anybody go. Ball 2.
Witherspoon has gone to second base.
Oh, okay. So we've got the sign. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. That's high, 3-0. So tough spot for young pitcher Bateman here. Got a feel for her. Here comes the 3-0. And that one's high, so that walks in another run. And this is just falling apart. That's 3 walks in the inning for Wills Point. So now it's 22-5. And that brings up Baylor Boatman. And I guarantee you Baylor's ready to swing. She did. Foul ball. She yanked it down there. The Wills Point coach makes a nice play.
So let's repeat the news from a few minutes ago that the Wildcat baseball team has beaten Texarkana Pleasant Grove 4-3.
4-3 on senior night. Here comes the next pitch, and Baylor fouls it again. Same coach, same catch. Baylor can't wait. She's trying for 4 RBIs is what she's doing right now, and I don't blame her. Have fun.
And Pleasant Grove, by the way, the number 2 team in the state in 4A.
They were saying earlier, there goes one. Did she get enough? She did. There's the grand slam from Baylor Boatman. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. That, bless her heart, she's been wanting that. She's hit the ball good. So that goes there. That ball was gravy, and she just turned over it, and Baylor is so strong, there was no doubt. I thought she might have caught it a little bit on the hands. So that is now 13 runs in the inning, and it's 26-5. And so we just need to get out of here and then have a shutdown inning, and we can go home. What a shot by Baylor. That brings up KK Montgomery. 2 outs, bases clear.
Boatman has 8 RBIs in the doubleheader. And she now has 33 RBIs on the season to lead the team.
There's strike 1 taken for KK. KK has scored 3 runs. She's walked 3 times. Swung on and missed 0-2 there. way out in front of that one, so that's where the timing's hurt a little bit. So 0-2 count. There's the next pitch. She tried to do a little change-up, held on to it high too long. So 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, down low, 2-2.
Lady Cats won the first game 11-2. Seems like a long time ago.
A long time ago. What time is it? 9:22.
Yeah.
So we're going on 2 hours on this game and hadn't played 4 innings. Ball outside. She's gone full right there. So KK's got a full count. We need to get this half inning over. I don't wish ill on KK, but let's say she tags it and they make a fabulous play. There's ball 4.
How many walks in the inning?
That's 4 that I have. Nope, 5. Is it 1, 2, 3? That's 5.
3, 4, 5, yeah.
So here we go. Uh-oh. Super fresh Friddle. First pitch and in the dugout. These folks better wake up when she comes to bat.
When a hitter gets around that quick,
yep,
time after time after time, I mean,
yep,
it indicates a tremendously quick bat.
Well, and such a good eye to know I'm going at it. And she's at the front of the box, too. She's getting it as quick as she can. There's a little change-up high for a 1-1 count. She's just got such quick bat. So her strength of her arms and her wrists, she's just so impressive. Everything's right.
She is 3 for 4 with 4 RBIs in this game.
There's a shot through third and going to the wall. And here comes, they're not going to stop KK. There's another run without a throw, and Friddle's in with another RBI and a double. This girl's got it. Just a shot right past third baseman, and it was hit so hard the left fielder had no chance to keep it from getting to the wall. And KK looked like Bob Hayes. I've used that already, but she was rolling. She was rolling. So 27-5, and you got to feel for these Wills Point girls.
So that is actually 6 RBIs for Shaylee Friddle in this game now, 4 for 5.
And Abby's up, and if she gets on, we're going on the third column in the scorebook. This is 2 times around right here. There's a ball pulled foul on down the first baseline.
Friddle is 7 for 9 in the 2 games.
That's a pretty good day. I'd give her Saturday off.
Abby Goldsmith had a single and an RBI in this inning.
There's the changeup hit to the first baseman, and mercifully she scoops it and steps on the bag, 3 unassisted, and for the third out. And this inning comes to a close, but not before we score 14 runs on, I have no idea how many hits, hadn't got that much time, a couple of homers at least. I know a leadoff and then Boatman. So at the point right now, they've got to score 6 runs to even play another inning. So it's looking good for you Lady Wildcats. 27-5 going to the bottom of the 4th.
18 batters went to the plate in the inning.
Yep.
Emerson Thompson had the other home run. That was the first home run early in the inning. She was the second hitter of the inning. 27-5, Lady Cats going to the bottom of the 4th. This is Lady Cat softball on KSST. Lady Cat softball, KSST. Lady Cats leading 27-5 and trying to close this thing out on the 15-run rule after 4 innings.
If we have to play the 5th inning, I'm going to be sour. I'm just here to tell you, I'm going to be sour. Because the way I've got it, mercy, I thought it was 3. They've got to score 13 runs, something like that.
Wow.
No, they've got to score 8 runs. They've got to score 8 runs to get it to 19-run deficit. So we've got a change, and left-hander Abby Goldsmith's going to come in relief for Hannah Speed, who had an outstanding night of 2 games and put that arm to rest. And we're going to, let's see, this is Hemi, yep, top of the 4th, or bottom of the 4th. The very capable catcher for Wills Point. Hemi is up. She's had one hit tonight. Here comes the first pitch. Strike one. She doesn't. Goldsmith doesn't have the speed that Hannah does, but she moves it around a little. And the biggest thing is coming from that left side, completely different perspective.
Now Abby Goldsmith, there's a pitch high for a ball. Abby Goldsmith is 4-0 with a 2.33 ERA and 24 innings pitched.
Yeah, she's not chopped liver. So 1-1 on the count to Hemi, and here comes the next pitch. Down the middle, swung over the top on that one. Took maybe a hair off of it. So, you know, left-hander to left-hander, Abby's supposed to have the advantage, but I'm here to tell you Hemi's quite a talent here, so I'm not going to put it past her. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Fouled off out of play to the left. Stays at 1-2. Abby's doing a good job of putting the ball down the strike zone. That's all we need right here. There ought not be a sign in the bottom of this half inning. Throw the ball over the plate. That's the sign.
Goldsmith, the senior.
There's a hard shot to center field. Frazier, it's over her head. And this freshman keeps impressing us. Gets a stand-up. Well, she slid on a double. And I think if Emerson hadn't cut that off at second base, we might have had a play. So that's a rounding double. Left-hander off the left-hander. Wills Point says they're not going to just lay down. So she gets a courtesy runner again. That brings up Engelbacher, the left fielder.
It's Hemi's second double in a row.
That ball was well hit, but Frazier got a really good jump, and I actually thought she was going to make a really nice running catch. So here we go with the first pitch, up and in, ball one. They're kind of playing with that runner, and they don't need to even worry about that base runner. Let her go to third, do what you want to. That run means nothing.
I don't know how long it's been since Abby Goldsmith has pitched. We haven't seen her.
We haven't seen her in a long time. Here's the next pitch, too far outside. It was where it needed to be, but it's just a little out. With the run advantage like it is, umpire's not going to give anything for Abby right now.
She has given up 18 hits in 24 innings, struck out 26.
Here's the next pitch, and it's up and in. So that's, I put one on the wrong line. That's 3-0. I put 2-1.
She's only walked 6 in 24 innings pitched.
So let's see if she can come back and catch this one. Nope, down and away, and there's ball 4, and so the first 2 runners have caught base. We may be here all night. And now the ball got away. The ball got away from the runner. They got in a rundown, and the runner that walked got thrown out, but the runner at second, Hemi, ran all the way and scored. So once again, you can't afford to look down at your scorebook.
You really can't.
So obviously, the ball got away from Goldsmith, and both runners took off, and the runner at first got in a rundown, and she was thrown out, and I'm not even going to attempt to say what the sequence was. That's the first out. So now we got Addie Shields, the shortstop, coming up, and we got something coming up with the Wildcats. Is that Friddle?
I think it was her coming off the field for some reason.
Yeah. I don't know.
I tell you, this has been it's been entertaining, but it has not been a work of art.
No.
Looked like Friddle was coming off the field.
I don't know if she had an equipment failure or if there was some contact out there and maybe she's got an injury.
Now is she coming back?
Nope, that's not her.
27-6 now. The Lady Cats leading.
So I don't know.
Still some glove being brought out of the dugout and appears to be the focus of discussion right now.
I think may have a different first baseman now. No, let's see here. Is this Friddle is going to catcher? What's her? Friddle's going to catcher. Is that her?
And Hannah Speed now is, I think, at shortstop. Hannah Speed's going to short.
So I don't know if something happened to Baylor or not. So what can't this freshman do? She hits home runs. She's just like Ernie Banks at shortstop if he was, and now she's going to come in and finish the game catching. So all I'm interested in is number 15, Addie Shields, is batting with 1 out, 1 run in. So lefty on lefty again.
Addie Shields.
Here comes pitch number 1. Fastball right down the middle. I think all Shields was doing there was just sizing her up for the speed, because she's proven she's in the very front of this box. She's just like Friddle. She can get around on it. Here comes pitch number 2, up and away. 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Down in low and inside, hops in there. So it's going to be 2-1. Nobody on, 1 out, 27-6.
We'll be going to the Rangers-Giants game after this. We hope that'll be fairly soon.
I hope they're still playing.
Well, they're playing out on the West Coast. So
I know. Here's a ball fisted off, and the pitcher, Abby, got it. Throw out to first base.
2 out.
I'm not so sure that I think the runner ran into our first baseman on purpose, and they're discussing that. Again, it got a little chippy earlier in the game, but she was out in plenty of time and had time to veer. So that's, yep, and the umpire saw her. He may have ejected her. I think he has, for sticking out an elbow. So it's fixing to get testy again. So anyway, that was a 1-3 for the second out. So we may have something where we don't have a handshake. Again, this is getting a little testy. So 2 outs, and here comes the second baseman, Witherspoon. 1 run across in the inning. She backs out. Took too much time, did Abby. I saw that play and saw the first baseman look over there real quick.
I see.
So the umpire saw it too. Ball 1, up and away. And you don't always call that. You try to give people the benefit. And again, they're going to sit there and say, y'all have hit 5 or 6 of our batters. So all I did was got 1 back on you. Here comes the next pitch. Too far outside, 2-0.
I believe it's Claire Thompson at first base now for Sulphur Springs.
Okay.
Trying to verify that.
Here comes the next pitch, down low, 3-0. This is a game that never ends.
There's a book about that, I think.
Yep. So come on, Abby, let's put 1 down the middle. Here's the wind-up, 3-0 pitch, and there's the ball popped up to shortstop. She's under it and got it, and that's your ball game.
And that's Hannah Speed going
That's
back
Hannah
to make
Speed,
that
so
play.
F6 for the 3rd out, and that's a 2-game sweep of Wills Point, and your Lady Cats will be going to the next round. So we had a chippy game. Now let's see, and they are lining up. I'm glad to see this, but I'm going to watch it all the way. So it got plenty chippy. Now they're saying go to the bus, one of the coaches. So I don't know if Sulphur Springs said we're not, but whatever. So no, it doesn't look like there's going to be a handshake, and I'm not really against that with the way the chippiness got there. And I'm not going to say who was more chippy.
Let's keep an eye on the fans here also as they file out.
Everybody goes out the same door
this evening.
So they got 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left on base. Or it may not. I don't think they left any on base. I'm not going to add all this up. This is too much.
No, there was no one left on base. 27-6 is the final. the Wildcats winning game 2, and they won the first game 11-2, so the Lady Cats are the BiDistrict champions, and now they will be meeting either Gilmer or Lindale in the area round. We'll take a break, come back and wrap this thing up. Lady Cats win 27-6, and this is Lady Cats softball on KSST. Lady Cats win the first game 11-2. They win the second game 27-6 over Wills Point tonight to take the BiDistrict championship and move on to the area round against either Gilmer or Lindale. Tony, I tell you, for a team that lost 11-2 and 27-6, I was impressed by Wills Point's scrappiness.
Yes, they stayed with it, and they showed a lot of spunk, and we mentioned several times they're a young team, and it wouldn't surprise me for us to meet up at this same spot next year. So kudos to them again. Got a little chippy late. I hate to see that for everybody involved, but I'm tired.
Oh, I am too. Part of course, the chippiness came from the fact that there were 5 hit batters for Wills Point tonight. 5 batters hit by Hannah Speed, and I think you're absolutely right. There was absolutely no intention there.
In high school ball, you're not going to hit somebody to try to move them off the plate or something. This is not pro ball where 2 years ago you dated my sister or something. This is just she didn't have her good control, and then in the last inning, the girl elbowed the first baseman, and I saw it, and I'm very glad the umpire did and had the guts to toss her.
So in this game, we'll wrap this up fairly quickly and let you get to the Rangers. Hannah Speed led off the game for Sulphur Springs with a home run. Emerson Thompson had a 2-run homer in the 4th, and Baylor Boatman had a grand slam also in the 4th inning. Lady Cats sent 18 batters to the plate in the top of the 4th inning and scored how many runs was it, Tony? 13 runs. 14. Mercy. And just almost impossible to completely summarize this in an effective way. Shaylee Friddle impressed us a lot, the Lady Cat freshman shortstop tonight.
Catcher.
Yeah, she came in late as a catcher for some reason.
Yeah.
She goes 4 for 5 in the second game with 5 RBIs. And in the first game, Shaylee Friddle was 3 for 4.
It's quite a night.
A night.
When she came down and started catching, I was looking, and her footwork, she looked just as mechanically sound as Baylor Boatman there. We got some players, I'm here to tell you.
So the Lady Cats win 11-2 and 27-6 over Wills Point. As we have told you, they will be playing either Gilmer or Lindale next week at a site to be determined. Again, the big news from Wildcat Park tonight, the Wildcat baseball team defeats Texarkana Pleasant Grove for the second time this week. Tonight they win 4-3.
4-3.
They won 4-0 on Tuesday night. Yep. This is the number 2 team in the state of Texas in Class 4A softball or baseball. And
so baseball may be looking to keep a run going, see if they can match Lady Cats series for series.
So we will have a BiDistrict series for the Wildcat baseball team against Community at Lone Oak starting next Thursday night, and Lady Cats will be playing either Gilmer or Lindale, and we don't know when and where, but we'll have a tough call to make as to who we're going to be broadcasting, and maybe somehow we can do both, but we'll see how the schedules work out. So, wow. And Hannah Speed, 10 strikeouts in the first game tonight and pitched the first 3 innings of the second game, and then Abby Goldsmith came in and finished it off. So the Lady Cats are the winners tonight over Wills Point in the BiDistrict series. Lady Cats now go to 24-7 for the season, and Wills Point will finish the season at 7-15. Matt Jensen is our technical director and our video producer. You can see both of these games later on Channel 18. James Terry, our producer, on a long night in the KSST studio. Tony Flippin, of course, partner in color commentary and play-by-play. And I'm John Mark Dempsey, and we say good night from Community High School in Nevada.